So welcome to Reykjavik, Iceland. So my name is Valur. You can call me Falcon it's easier to remember that. Falcon or Valur. And I'm a tour operator here in Iceland. We do walking tours here under the name of Your Friend in Reykjavik, like food tours and beer tours, folklore, walking tour called the Walk with the Viking. And you know, we are stuck because of COVID, so we are trying to bring Iceland to you. When you can't travel to Iceland, we bring Iceland to you. So we're gonna walk through the Christmas lit streets of Reykjavik. We're gonna discover our Christmas traditions, follow the trail of the Icelandic Sagas, 13 of them. And you know, we're gonna just check out some folklore, check out some shopping windows, just have fun here in the city center. Don't click on any links. There are spammers all around that are trying to spam our event. So just don't click on any links. Just this is live streamed on Facebook, so no need to click anywhere else. And we accept PayPal tips if you can. We are all donations towards today's walking tour will go towards ISAR, which is like a group of search and rescue folks that are privately, they just do it voluntarily, and they are working because in Seyðisfjörður, to the east of Iceland, there was a couple of mudslides there, and at least 10 houses destroyed, and we are trying to you know, help out in that regard. So no, not to use some clicks over there. So it's fitting to start over here by the most famous landmark here in Reykjavik. Well, something went wrong. Okay, let's go again. Hallgrímskirkja Church. And by this guy, Ingólfur Arnarsson, the first settler or the discoverer of North America, long before Christopher Columbus ever did. So he was on uncharted territory, and so are we today. Sorry for being a little bit late. I was trying to figure out couple of things, and I'm gonna take it a little bit more slowly today. So yeah, this walk is gonna take about 60 minutes, something like that. Hopefully not much longer. And we're gonna walk here through the Reykjavik city center. You know, look in some shopping windows, and I'll tell you more on the way. So here to the east, to the west, and to the left, I mean, is a so-called Old Norse district. So all the street names here to the left-hand side of this street called Skólavörðustígur. I just want to mention Tulipop over here, an Icelandic brand with cool kids stuff. If you want to check it out. So yeah, all the Norse gods bear the street bear the names of the old Norse gods. So Freyju Street, Thor Street, Loki Street, T Street, and Odin Street. And talking about Odin, you know, long before we celebrated Christmas, we celebrated midwinter festivals. So around the winter solstice, when we were halfway through the dark winter, we celebrated, tried to cheer us up, and told us we're halfway there, we have halfway to go. So according to the legends, Odin, the chief Norse god, he would ride on his 8-legged horse, flying horse called Sleipnir, around the northern hemisphere, and bringing gifts to those who had served him well during the year. And now, appropriately, we have an Icelandic Santa flying with his 8 reindeers and giving gifts to those who have behaved. I hope the quality is It's a little bit better today than we have done this one once before, a week before, and the plan is to do like weekly live streams from Reykjavik and from Iceland. So check out our Facebook page and follow us, and if you want to discover more about our culture and our folklore, and I have so many ideas for you to explore. We did a live drive through Westman Islands this week, so you can check that out. That's my hometown. So the sun went down about 30 minutes ago. Oh, it's good to hear that no choppy video now. It's relaxing. Yeah, we never know. We never know how, I think there were a couple of factors last time, but we're not going to talk about that technical things now. We're just enjoying here. So, and talking about the Norse gods, they're of course very obvious in our weekdays in English. So we have the Tuesday, which is Týrsdagur, day of Tyr, the god of law and justice and war in Norse mythology. Then we have Wednesday. Wednesday is another name for Odin, the chief Norse god. And you can see so you see Leppalúði. That's one of the creatures that we're going to talk about. This is the father or father figure of the Icelandic Sagas. Not very clear maybe. And Grýla is not far away, I think. Grýla, the mother of the Icelandic Sagas, the 13 Icelandic Sagas. I'm going to tell you more about that later on. So then we have Wednesday, Odin's Day. Thursday, day of Thor, the thunder god. And then Friday, day of Freyja, the fertility goddess, the goddess of love and in Norse mythology. And then the rest are celestial things like Saturn, Moon, and Sun. So like I said, we have 13 Sagas. It's not enough for us to have one Saga over here. But a couple of centuries ago, when they were roaming around, they were not nice creatures. They are the sons of trolls. The troll that I showed you earlier, called Leppalúði. Leppalúði, repeat that 3 times quick. And Grýla. And they were quite mischievous. They were stealing all kinds of stuff, slamming doors, and so their names kind of like represent what they are most famous for doing. And the first Saga arrives to Iceland on the 12th of December. So we now, after they started behaving, they come one by one to the towns and farms of Iceland, and they bring shoe gifts. So after they started behaving, they bring shoe gifts to the children. So in the 1940s, roughly, they started to bring little treats or gifts to the kids of Iceland. So the first one arrives on the eve of the 12th of December, and his name is Stekkjarstaur, or sheep-coated clod. Very strange English name, but he is claimed to fame is that he was always harassing the sheep, and he was stealing their milk, and he was a bit stiff-legged. He's the oldest of the Sagas, and you can see him over there. So you see, he's not very nimble, so I think he had a hard time trying to chase the sheep of Iceland. Believe you me, I have tried, and I'm a little bit more limber than Mr. Stekkjarstaur, the first Saga. We are crazy about books here in Iceland. 80% of the books released every year in Iceland are released before Christmas. We call it the Christmas book flood. And yeah, we just love to. My favorite thing after a busy Christmas Eve is after unpacking and the boys, my two boys, are put to sleep. I think, relax, have some assorted chocolate and some Christmas ale and a book in hand. So this is the first one, Stekkjastur, like I told you earlier. Likes to steal sheep milk. And then we have this guy over here, Gollygok, Giljagur. And he liked to harass the cows of the farms. Iceland was a poor farming society for centuries, and this was his claim to fame. He was fond of stealing the cows' milk and harassing them. So just wondering if this works. Yes, I think it works. So we have a PayPal account. So any tips today go towards ISAR, like I told you earlier. Now we're going to help them. They are trying, and the whole town needed to be evacuated just before Christmas time, and we are, trying to send some help towards the team that's trying to basically dig the town up again. So just curious if you hear this now. If you like good coffee, I'm crazy about coffee. This is a great coffee place, been there since the 1950s, called Cafe Mokka. We love to use per capita, per person. Being so few, it's very easy for us to be the best in many things per capita. And of course, coffee drinking is one of these things. So that's the view to Hallgrímskirkja Church over there. Nice rainbow lit road here. One of the most fun days in Reykjavik is when Gay Pride. So they painted the street when Gay Pride, and we liked it so much that we decided to keep it over here. We have been scoring the highest in gender equality since whenever, at least since 2009. So yeah, we pride ourselves on being very open and very welcoming to. So this is an ice cream parlor. Not a lot of people right now. It's 0 Celsius, like 32 Fahrenheit, but we can eat ice cream in any weather. I actually like ice cream for Christmas dinner because after like a dessert, because a lot of what we eat is salted or smoked for Christmas time. So it's good to have a little bit of light ice cream after. Like I said, we can eat it rain, hail, sun or shine, whatever. We can always. So I just want to show you here the Christmas shop here. There's a small Christmas. There are 2 or 3 Christmas stores that are open all year long. One in the north. And this is these 2 here called the Little Christmas Shop, and they have handmade items for all kinds. What I want to show you especially is this. There's a postcard case for the Icelandic Santa. So if you want to send the Icelandic Santas a letter, this could be a place for you to check it out. And that's the main shopping street of Reykjavik, Laugarvegur, or Hot Spring Road. The reason was why it's called Hot Spring Road was that this is a path that usually the women of the old town of Reykjavik, which is down there, like a 20-minute walk, would have to walk this path at least for an hour until they reached the hot spring valley, where there were like a hot springs for them to clean the clothes. So a hard job, you can imagine, go with a dirty linen and then you had to walk back. So we're going to do this weekly. Travel somewhere, check something out, and yeah, join us. We call these kinds of stores puffin stores, like these gift stores, because or tourist stores or travel stores, because usually there's a lot of these guys over here. Icelandic puffins. Here are the Santas of Iceland. Just gonna cover up my mouth. So when you can't travel to Iceland, I bring Iceland to you. So yeah, here are the Grýla, the Christmas cat, and the rest of these funny creatures. Please remember, don't click on any links by these spammers. And always remember to check if it's my events, if your friend in Reykjavik is hosting them. So not, because they try to get credit card details from people for signing up. And of course then they use the information. So there's not as many people. I think that helps for the stream, that there are not as many phones downtown, so we can hog the bandwidth. So, do you see that creature over there? That's Grýla, the mother of the Icelandic Santas, or Yule lads. So she is basically, if children are really naughty during the month of December, we threaten them that the Grýla, the mother of the Santas, will grab the naughty children and bring them into a bag up to her cave in the mountains, and she really likes children's soup. Yes, she likes her children naughty soup. And that's Icelandic parenting for you, 101. So we want the children to behave before Christmas, so we tell them about Grýla and how unforgiving she is. So this is a photo of her here. See the children trying to escape her bag. This is from an old children's story. And then we have her over here with her cauldron. It's a bit cold with the wind chill factor. You know, it's only zero. It's only about 0 Celsius, 32 Fahrenheit, but it's a little bit chilly. So have you been to Iceland, you guys? Isa asks, how cold does it get here? It doesn't really get that cold, you know, minus 10 Celsius, but it really doesn't get warm either. So here you can see Harpa concert hall here in the middle. See the color changing in the front. They can change the colors in, you know, like for flags, and now I've even seen a ping pong game played there, and it's a really beautiful building. I will take you there in a later live stream. We're gonna check it out. And I just want to mention this building. This is the oldest stone house here in the city center. Dates back from 1770. Originally a prison, but now it's the house of the Prime Minister of Iceland. Did you hear the drum roll? Yeah, there are a lot of people that have been wanting to go to Iceland this year, but unfortunately they haven't been able to. Do you see the Christmas cat over there? The monstrous cat that... So this cat, if you don't get new clothes during Christmas, then the Christmas cat can eat you. So it's like another example of our fine Icelandic parenting 101. You have to be happy with some of the soft packages. Back in the day, a lot of our clothes were made with wool, so it took a lot of time to knit, and yeah, so it's good to have a little bit of appreciation for the effort put into it. So this is a pet of the Santas and Grýla and Lepalúði, the troll family. You know, it's a pretty vicious one. So you see the nice teeth. You know. So you don't want this cat meeting you on Christmas Day, or you have to sport some, at least socks. So do you know who is singing the song? Do you hear the song that I'm playing in the background? So this is Stubby, the third Santa. So he arrives on the eve of the 14th of December, and he's kind of like the most popular one. Like there's a survey done that showed that about 30% liked him the most of all Icelandic Santas. Maybe just because he's short and relatable for the children, but so he's the third Santa. We have Stekkjastur, sheep-coated clod, Gully, Gawk, the second, and then we have Stubby. No, Erica, it's not me singing, it's Björk. Björk, the famous Icelandic singer, singing about the Christmas cat. So this is Stubby. He liked to steal food from the frying pans, but of course he's long stopped doing that, and now he just brings treats for the children. This is the fourth one, Spoon Licker. He was least liked by all the survey done. Spoon Licker. He likes to steal spoons and lick them. And then we have we have Spoon Licker over here. And then we have Pot Licker. Likes to steal pots and lick them. And finally the Ash Licker. This is stuck. Oh my god, I'm always calling him. Well, yeah, he's called Bowl Licker. So I just want to mention this one over here. So if something is like the quintessential Icelandic drink during the holidays, is this malt and appelsine. It's like a Christmas ale. We call it Jólaöl, Christmas ale. So mix these two together, and it's a perfect for to go along with the Christmas steak. Yeah, so I was talking about the Christmas books earlier. 1 in 10 Icelanders writes a book in his lifetime. We've been called the Saga Nation. We are crazy about stories. I think in the old times our most famous heritage, especially the Icelandic Sagas, books that are written about all the Norse mythology, come from these books written in the 12th, 13th century. And so that's our claim to fame for the world fame, is that we managed to write some books about the Norse gods and tell the stories of those gods. And then we survived we're a poor farming society. We survived through the winters telling each other stories. So on this park over here, called Valur, you can see a couple of bars here close by. This is a very frequent time when it's summertime here in Iceland, these 2 or 3 months that we call summer, when it's 10 Celsius and we go sunbathing. So 52 Fahrenheit, we go sunbathing here. The sun doesn't, the summer are not really warm, we got 15 degrees Celsius. And that's a kind of a warm day, summer's day in Iceland. That's the tree of Oslo, or Oslo tree. So 1951, Oslo, the capital of Norway, started giving us these Christmas trees. It was soon after we gained our independence. We gained our independence in 1944, and they started to give Reykjavik a Christmas tree as a token of friendship between the two cities, and we have been receiving a tree from them ever since. It wasn't until like 7 years ago when we basically started cutting our own, for environmental reasons, of course. Not a lot of big trees in Iceland, but climate change is helping. So we are trying to grow some trees here. About 4,500 light bulbs on this tree. And usually there's a lot of people coming here and singing when the lights are turned on. Usually on the first 4 Sundays before Christmas, like the first Advent, when they turn it on, and there's caroling a little bit, singing. But this time it was only broadcasted on the live TV, and a little bit, not as fun as usual, of course. But this church, this is the Cathedral of Reykjavik, Cathedral Church of Iceland, really. Sorry. And this church rings in, the church tower over there, rings in Christmas. So the tradition is like that, you know, in the mornings we maybe go for a swim, geothermal swim with all the family, clean up before we dress up, and then there's preparing the food, and then like I think it's 15 minutes before 6 p.m. On Christmas Eve, then there's a silence on the national radio. And we are just waiting until the bells ring in Christmas at 6 p.m. So they start here, like a couple of rings from the bell here, and then they are joined by some other churches around Iceland. So, and we call it the ringing in of Christmas. And after the bells have fallen silent, we hug each other, kiss, and say Merry Christmas and a feast. And that's the Parliament building of Reykjavik, of Iceland. And I want to point out the creatures over the windows here. So that's the dragon over here to the left, and then we have the eagle. And if we go a little bit further over here, you can see the giant and the bull. So, hi there. So one of the Sagas told us about that there was a Danish king that wanted to attack Iceland. Iceland was the only country in Europe at the time that ruled itself. So we were an independent nation and not under some kind of monarch. And he wanted to attack Iceland, and he sent over a magician to check where it would be best to invade. And this magician turned himself into a huge whale and swam over to Iceland. And when he came to the east coast, he was thwarted. Basically, there was a protective guardian or guardian spirit that was there, the dragon and his cohorts, and they basically protected the east shore. And then finally, when he came to the north, there was a huge eagle with wings from mountain to mountain, and they protected the north. And to the west, there were the bull, and finally to the south, there was the giant, the troll. So we have these protection spirits or guardian spirits on our Icelandic krona, on our national crest, and yeah, we still like to have them around. And I think it's fitting that the Icelandic football team, we are crazy about football here in Iceland. So our famous sporting moment came in 2016 when we beat England in the European Euros for football, and we are so proud. So it happened on 27th of June 2016, and on 27th of March 2017 there was a record amount of babies born in Iceland. So we obviously celebrated really hard, and they just like a year ago they put these guardian spirits on their team shirts. So I really like that gesture. I'm going to show you a short video when they announced that. Do you remember the Who? The chant? I was there in the stadium, going crazy. Like 10% of the Icelandic population. Everybody went crazy for... Yes, Barbara? Whew. Hi Shannon, congratulations on your new shirt, or the new shirt. So here are we by the Reykjavik pond. One of my favorite places here. You can see Hallgrímskirkja church to the top over here. And it's popular to come here and feed the bird life. And it's nearly frozen. It's been here in the south, it's constantly freezing and thawing and freezing and thawing, so the snow doesn't really last for long here in Reykjavik. It's more snow to the north. That's a Reykjavik City Council house over there. So then we have Door Slammer, arrives on the eve of the 18th of Christmas. One of my favorite Icelandic Santas actually. He's he was. There are no caves in the. There are no doors in the cave of Grýla, so he likes to slam doors. That's kind of like his claim to fame. And then we have Skýrgámur. He likes the unique Icelandic dairy product called skyr, and stole that any way he can, but now sometimes children have a little bit of a can of skyr for him waiting, so when he comes to visit, he has a little bit of skyr too. And by offering this, of course they hope for better gifts from Mr. Skýrgámur. So the tradition is like they bring the shoe up in the windowsill, the kids, and each Santa brings a little bit of a treat, or in my family's case, it's very hard to skip. You have to have a little bit of a treat along with maybe a little bit of toy or something like that. So this is the little sister of the Icelandic Santa. It's called Boring Bag, Leiðindaskjóða. Boring Bag, that's my name for her. But she is like pretty kind. She tries to take care of all the worries and stress of the older generation. So when they're preparing for Christmas, she tries to make sure that she takes away the worries. So one beautiful Christmas tradition is that families come together, like a couple of families, maybe like you are in some kind of a society or group of people, and then there's these Christmas balls. So you would bring your kids to this Christmas ball, and there would be a little bit of cakes and hot cocoa, and then they would be dancing around the Christmas tree, singing Christmas songs, and finally a couple of Santas will probably arrive and give the kids like a couple of clementines or maybe a small bag of treats. So hi guys, so there's a little bit of competition. This didn't work last time we did this, so now we do it. So I have an Icelandic flag cap here that my mother made, and with love, and I'm gonna give one like this, cap like this, to the lucky person that guesses how many people have there ever been in Iceland, so living and dead. And the answer to this you can find in a comedy special called Pardon My Icelandic on Netflix. There's an Icelander there that should become famous, and I hope that you're gonna click and check him out. Check out this stand-up show, and he has the answer to that. And I'm gonna post it after our walk. I'm gonna post it on the page of Your Friend in Reykjavik, and then you write down in the comments, and I'll draw after 3 days, like just before Christmas. I'm gonna draw from the right answers and ship you one of these flags. So how many Icelanders in total have there been since the settlement of Iceland, living and dead? Well, that's a sight for sore eyes. Trying to focus a little bit. So 6,000 light bulbs on that tree alone. What does it remind you of? It reminds me of a movie, but that's another story. So if you have been to Iceland, have you been there? If you've been to Iceland and done a tour with a guide, he probably told you this joke. So what do you do if you get lost in a forest in Iceland? Just stand up. Funny, right? Not a lot of big trees in Iceland, so I like this one. Yeah, Cathedral. There's not a lot of trees here in Iceland. About 1.5% of Iceland is covered in trees now, but we basically wipe out the trees here. It was covered in trees, like 1/4 of the country, and we needed firewood and you know, trees grow slowly here. This is not the best climate for trees. The loose volcanic soil doesn't help with that. So, but we've been trying to reclaim, like per capita, we are planting the most trees of any nation in the world. So I just want to mention the black building over here in the middle. That's the oldest house here, built 1762. That's the start of Reykjavik becoming a city. It was just a farm before, and this is the main street. This is the Aðalstræti, the street where Reykjavik started to become a town. And that's the only building that still left, the black building over there. So hi there. So we are a little bit crazy about folklore here, or some of us at least. There was a survey done a couple of years ago that showed about 55% of Icelandic population believe or don't dismiss the fact that maybe elves exist, or the hidden people. So, you know, we're kind of superstitious. At least we don't. We want to play it safe. So, like when they're building a road and there's a supposed elf rock or stone on the way, we feel like it's better to consult or check out, have a discussion with the elves. And there are people that act as elf negotiators here that talk to the elves and try to reach an agreement. Because if you don't, there are countless stories of, things going wrong. Machinery breaks down, people get sick, and all kinds of mischief. And so I'm going to show you one quick look at an elf house. See the markings here on the east, on the right hand side of the rock. That's when they were trying to demolish it. So this rock, when they started to expand Reykjavik from after the Second World War, they came up in this stone, and they were gonna demolish it, but machinery broke down, people got sick, so they got an elf negotiator to talk to the elves and explain what was happening and see if she could reach an agreement with them. And she did. She managed to get them to agree that they would move after a week's time, but they want to be centrally located, so they wanted to move to the center of town, and they were moved here and have been in peace ever since. I remember, even though the stone looks small on the outside, it could be a palace on the inside. The dimensions of elves are quite different than ours. And some say that their dimension is actually just really close to us, these hidden people that I like to call them. We like to call our elves the hidden people. And there's a whole more story to that about the hidden people, but I'll tell you that maybe when you join me live here for a Reykjavik folklore walk, or maybe I'll do a live event someday, tell you some elf stories. And my mother was, I have a personal story related to the elves. My mother was always playing with these elf children when she was growing up. Yeah, Tolkien, for example, he was heavily influenced by our elf stories, and his description of the elves are just really straight from our folklore. They are a little bit taller, a little bit more beautiful, more regal, more beautifully clothed than us. So, as I said, we're a poor farming society. It made the world a little bit brighter if you had these majestic creatures living among us. But of course not all were majestic, but some of them were poor. And that's another story. So this is Sausage Swiper. And he arrived this last night. My boys were quite happy with him. He brought them chocolate eggs, small chocolate eggs, and so he's okay in their books. But so he was swiping there is a tradition of smoking sausages up in the rafters of the houses, and so he was, climbing around and stealing the smoked sausages and yeah. So every year they put down an ice rink here in the city center. Of course, we have a 10 people congregation limit, so it's not as full as it usually is. Usually it's basically crowded with people, but now it's a little bit, people are trying, of course, to keep it safe. Here you can get hot cocoa and some Icelandic kleiner or Icelandic type donut. And I'm gonna put on my mask here. So
Ég veit alveg að hann var að reyna.
I wish I could virtually give you the smell. There's a roasted almond stall over here. Well, they're roasting almonds for us. Oh, the good smell. And here are some great Christmas food and beers. We are crazy about Christmas beers. That's actually the second live tour that we're gonna do. We're gonna do a live tour on the 26th, the Boxing Day, at 4 p.m. GMT. We're gonna tell you all about the Christmas beer traditions, and yeah, have some fun, laugh a little bit, tell you some jokes, and so if you have the time on 26th, I can guarantee good fun, but keep in mind it's not family friendly. We're probably gonna have a beer or two, so let's. Then on New Year's Eve, I'm gonna show you how crazy we go with the fireworks here in Reykjavik. We're ballistic. Everybody and their grandmother shoot up fireworks, and unfortunately I can't go with you to a bonfire now because they are banned, of course, because of COVID. But I'm gonna show you the fireworks show, and so that's gonna happen on the 31st of December. It's all kinds of handcraft over here. Some soup and ice cream. This is it. Í kvöldið. Hvernig súpu ertu með? Hvernig súpu ertu með?
Ég með kakósúpu.
Oh, so very traditional soup in Iceland.
Yes.
Cocoa, soup of cocoa.
Yes, chocolate soup.
Chocolate soup.
Þeir eru með vanilluís
Okay.
og heit epla og cinnamon sauce.
Oh.
Apple and cinnamon sauce.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Thank you.
So next time. Yeah, fortunately we have COVID. Well, we think we have COVID at least, hopefully under somewhat control, but the bars are closed. The swimming pools just opened up. We had like a third wave here and of COVID, but hopefully it will be okay during Christmas time. But there's still a 10 people congregation limit, so we don't. The extended family are not gonna meet together and eat like it's traditional. So, kakósúpa, Kristína. Akkurat, kakósúpa. Our most traditional Icelandic soups are this kakósúpa soup, and then Icelandic lamb soup, of course. So Christmas food. I did an episode of that last weekend, so I'm not gonna repeat that. I'm not gonna sit down and eat with you some Christmas dinner. but I'm gonna post the video of when I was showing the Christmas food. But so the most popular dish for Icelanders on Christmas Eve, that's when we open up the presents and the Christmas food, small families, is the glazed ham. That's like 60% of Icelandic households have this glazed ham. And then there's maybe 20% that have ptarmigan, or maybe it's lower now because of the hunting ban, but ptarmigan is a wild bird of the grouse family. And then we have smoked leg of lamb for Christmas Day, usually cold with bechamel sauce, green beans. So that's like when the extended family get together and we eat this smoked leg of lamb. So have you been there? Have you been to this hot dog stand over here? There's just a small queue down there. Maybe I'll go there later on and have one Icelandic hot dog, lamb hot dog with everything. Simply a must. If you travel to Iceland, you have to check this stand out. Hi Sandra, yes, I'm gonna post this. This is a recorded video, and I'm gonna post this after the walk. So you'll be able to check it out after the. You'll be able to check it out after I cut down the live event or shut down. Yeah, Bill Clinton, everybody famous. When he comes to Iceland, he's brought to this hot dog stand and has a hot dog or two. And Bill Clinton had one with just mustard. That's of course not the way to do. And Kim Kardashian only got one with ketchup. That's just for the baby. So I'm going to show you one beautiful custom here. So before Christmas, we have the opportunity to rent or buy like these light crosses for the graveyards here. So most of people rent these kind of crosses, and they put it on the graves of their loved ones. So like late November, beginning of December, and until January they stay up. And of course, we visit during the holidays. So I was talking about the glazed ham. So this is the glazed ham. A little bit of sugar potatoes and the works. And then we have this one over here, the smoked leg of lamb with green beans. And you see the leaf bread, far right hand corner. That's we didn't have a lot of grain here in Iceland, so we had to make every grain. Use it as the best way possible. So we made these wafer thin leaf bread, and make it so thin that everybody could get one at least. So this is like a side dish with the Christmas dinner, especially the smoked leg of lamb. And Christina, you're right, it's called hangikjöt, or hanged meat, but it's basically smoked leg of lamb. And here we have the guy that arrives tonight. His name is Window Peeper. Nice, right? Window Peeper, gluggagægir. So he was peeking in on the Icelandic farmers and stealing if he liked something, but mainly just peeking in and admiring the scenery. Nice Santa, right? Liselotte með laufabrauð. So that was the sausage swiper earlier, the guy that stole all the sausages. Then we have the window peeper. And door sniffer. He had a huge nose and he could smell all the food that you had available. So he was kind of, that was his trick for finding food. Huge nose. And then on the 23rd we have Meat Hook. He was stealing all the hanged meat that we're talking about, the smoked leg of lamb. They were usually put up in the rafters of the houses, and he had this hook to steal the smoked leg of lamb. And finally we have the second most popular Santa, called Candle Beggar. When he was in his prime, the candles in Iceland were made with tallow or animal fat, so they were edible. Probably not tasting very well, but yeah, non-still he enjoyed it. So this is the place I had this Christmas dinner. I'll post the video a little bit later on, and we had some leg of lamb, we had some glazed ham and gravlax. And that's another one of my favorite places over here, the Sweet Pig. Always go here with my food tours. And I just want to mention that the bars are closed now, but Micro Bar down there, one of my favorite bars in Reykjavik. It's down the stairs over there. And so if you have the opportunity of visit us. So I just want to mention we are on YouTube and of course on Facebook and Instagram, Your Friend in Reykjavik. So please check us out. And remember, the tipping for today will all go towards the ISAR, the search and rescue team that's trying to dig up this town to the east of Iceland that got heavily hit by several mudslides, a lot of houses destroyed. And you know, it's really unfortunate now, of course, just before Christmas, for all these families to be. And if you want to follow me for future events, maybe you would like to support this project, we have a Patreon page for that, and where I'm going to do some exclusive tours and maybe do some, you know, I'm still trying to figure out how to best do it, but I want to just, when you can't travel to Iceland, I'm going to bring Iceland to you. So takk fyrir mig, thank you all, and I hope to see you on the 26th or the 31st for our more live videos. But until then, see you then. I have a couple of more ideas that I'm gonna put in the event. We're gonna check out we celebrate the so-called 13th or the 6th of January, usually around 6th of January. We celebrate then the dimensions of the elves and trolls, and the creatures are barely there, so they visit us. There are bonfires and a whole lot, but not this year. But I'm going to tell you about it. So that's probably going to be after the New Year's live event. So takk fyrir mig. Sjáumst og gleðileg jól. Vonandi hafi skemmt ykkur. Hope you enjoyed. Bless.